to do another little video for you so that you can keep working out at home. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of weight today if you want to. So if you don't have any weights at home, they don't obviously have to be the weighted balls we're using in class. They can be free weights, hand weights, or just a tin of baked beans or tomatoes if you have any. And obviously if you don't have any weights, it doesn't matter at all. You just carry on without them as you normally would, okay? So start your feet hip width apart, weight nice and even through your feet. Make sure you bring the pelvis to neutral, make sure the ribs sit nicely in line, yes, with the hips, back of the neck long, crown of the head even, reaching towards the ceiling. Palms facing forward, weights in hands if you're using them. Take a big breath in. And breathing out, we're going to reach those arms out and round, just in your peripheral vision, reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. And then bring those arms back down by your side. Good, adding a heel raise in when you're ready, breathing out, arms go round, lift the heels, come onto your toes. Good, and breathing in, lower the heels, lower the arms. Good, 2 more here, breathing out, heel raise, arm raise. And breathing in to lower them down. Just watch those ribs, don't jump forward as those arms go out to the side and round. Last one, heel raise, arm raise. And then bring those arms back down by your side. Lovely. We're going to take it into a little squat from here. Reaching those arms forward just to your chest and then pushing away. I'll turn sideways on for you. Breathing into squat. Breathing out, push the floor away. Breathing in, squat. Breathing out to push the floor away. 2 more here. Breathe in, squat. Breathing out, push the floor away. And last one, breathing here. Hold it there. Let's pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Push the floor away. We're taking it into a little bit of side reach first. So taking the feet a little bit wider than your hips, making sure we've got this nice alignment through the spine still. One hand's reaching up, and then you're going to lift those ribs away from the hips and come over into your side reach. Good. Take a breath here, and then breathing out, restack the spine back up. Float the arm back down, and then over onto the other side. Breathing in, breathing outside, reach to the side. Good. Make sure you keep looking straight ahead so that we don't rotate the spine at this point. We just want to take it over to one side. Breathing in. Breathing out, and then lifting up, float the arm down, and breathing in, reach that arm up. Really try and lift the ribs away from the hips as you come into your side flexion. Really keep that top arm nice and long. Take a breath here, and then restack the spine back up, floating that arm down. Lovely. Taking it into a little bit of rotation, so bringing the feet back to hip width apart. Okay, reach the arms forward if that feels okay for you. If you're using weights, just have them facing in towards each other. Okay, as you breathe out, you're going to turn your head and your neck and your upper back round. You're going to take that arm out to the side and rotate through the spine, leaving the hips nicely centered. Breathe in, bring it back to the front. And then breathing out, take it round the other way. Head, neck, upper back, round you go. Good. Breathing in to bring it back round. Lovely. 2 more to each side. Head, neck, upper back, rotate. Good. Breathing in to draw it back. And breathing out. Really try and keep those hips facing the front. Yeah, so we're just rotating into that thoracic spine. Good. And last one coming up here. Breathing out to rotate. Good. Breathing in to return. Lovely. Coming down onto the mat when you're ready. Okay. Weights can stay nearby if you want to use them. All right. Just having a little head cushion if you want to for the back of your head. Okay. You don't have to have anything there, but a small folded towel or a thin cushion just to, for your head is a good idea. Okay. If you haven't got anything, it doesn't matter at all. Just leave the ribs settling down to the mat. Find neutral in your pelvis. And let's start by taking the arms away. Weights in hands if you want to. I want you to reach those arms along by your side. Take a breath in and float those arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, keep reaching those arms away. Keep the ribcage settled to the mat and take the arms overhead. Breathing in, draw the arms back up towards the ceiling. And breathing out to float them down by your side. Lovely. And again, breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, reach the arms overhead. Keep the ribcage settled down, nice and neutral through the spine. Breathing in to return. And breathing out. Let's add in a leg slide this time, changing the breath slightly. So take a breath in to prepare. This time you're just going to breathe out, send those arms up and away as you slide one leg away from you down the mat. Breathing in, draw it all back in, changing sides. Breathing out, both arms away, single leg slide. Breathing in, drawing it all back in towards you. Let's do a couple more. Arms and legs going away. We're really trying to make sure we keep the spine neutral at this point. Try not to let the pelvis roll or the lower back arch away from the mat. And at the same time, keep finding space in those shoulder joints. So the shoulder blades are rolling around the rib cage, creating space in that shoulder joint. Good, bringing it back in to your relaxation position. Let's leave the arms reaching for the ceiling now and do a couple of little shoulder drops. Again, if you've got a little weight there, keep it in your hands. We want to reach one arm up towards the ceiling, drawing that shoulder blade back down and then changing sides. Just getting a little bit of movement between the shoulder blade and the rib cage. We'll do a couple more of these. And then we'll take it into our knee drops, okay? So from here, one knee's going out to the side, rolling onto the outer edge of the foot, keeping the pelvis nice and still. We breathe in, we return that knee. Breathing out, taking it the other side. And return. We're going to add in the opposite arm now for a little bit of brain happening. So as my left knee goes out to the side, my right arm travels out to the side. Breathing in, everything returns. Breathing out, right knee, left arm. Breathing in to return. Good, we'll do a couple more of those. Really trying to keep the pelvis nice and still as you move through the hips and the shoulders, adding a little bit of load. Good. Last one on each side. Lovely. And then we're going to take it into our knee folds. Keeping those arms lifted for a little bit more challenge, or you can place the arms back down by your side on the mat if you want to. Okay, bringing one knee into your single knee fold and returning it back to the mat, keeping that right angle at the knee. Second knee comes in, single knee fold, right angle hip and knee, return it back to the floor. Good. Making sure we keep this nice connection along the front line. Ribs stay settled down towards those hips. So work in singles if that feels like where you want to be today, or if you feel like it, you can add in that second leg and bring it into your double knee fold. Okay, for more challenge, we take the arms away from the floor and we reach them up towards the ceiling. Okay, meaning we've got a little bit more work to do in the abdominals to keep ourselves nice and neutral and strong in the centre. Good. Two more here. Alternate that lead leg, making sure we recenter for that second leg to make sure nothing's changing in our spine yet. So if you need to just re-engage into your centre a little bit more, then do that. Okay. Bringing those feet back down to the mat and moving them a little bit closer to your bottom, still hip width apart. Arms can rest by your side. Taking it into our spine curls now. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to tilt the pelvis back and peel the spine up bone by bone. Sending those hips up towards the ceiling, the knees away from you. Leave the shoulders relaxed on the mat. Take a breath here. And as you breathe out bone by bone, bring yourself all the way down. Back to neutral. Roll into neutral when you're ready, and then off you go again. If you want to, you can add in the little arm reach at the top. So as you breathe in and hold that movement, you're floating the arms up and overhead, really reaching them. Leave the arms reaching by your ears as you bring the spine down, bone by bone. Really find space in the spine, work through that lumbar area, roll to neutral, bring the arms back down by your side. Ready to go again, breathing out. Peel the spine up, send the knees away, send the hips up. Hold it there, reach those arms up and over. Take a breath and then breathing out, bring it down bone by bone. All the way through, lovely. We've got 2 more of these. Tilt the pelvis, peel the spine up. All the way, float those arms overhead. Reach them, keep squeezing those glutes. Can you get the hips any higher? And then bone by bone, bring them back. Keep reaching the arms away from you the whole time. Good, and then bring the arms back down by your side. One last one. We're going to have a little pulse at the top for this one, just to work a little bit harder. Float the arms away if you want to. From here, I want you to lower a couple of inches and lift the hips back up. And lower. Squeeze into the glutes and lift. Good, lower. And lift. Lower. Lift, squeeze the glutes. 2 more, lower. And lift. Last one, lower the hips and lift right up. Hold it there, and now bring the spine down, bone by bone, all the way through to neutral. Lovely, bring the arms down, place the weights on the floor, and give your knees a little hug, and have a rock from side to side. And a little circle round. Very nicely done. Okay, bring your feet back down to the mat. Take whatever you've got behind your head away, if you've got anything there, and clasp your hands behind your head. I want you to connect your legs together, and if you've got something to put between your knees, put a cushion or something between your knees just to squeeze onto, so we get a little bit more inner thigh activity. Okay, elbows in your peripheral vision, head heavy in the hands. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to take the weight of the head in the hands and curl the upper body up, bone by bone. Keep the pelvis nice and still. Take a breath here. And breathing out, lengthening the spine back down to the mat. Good, ready to go again. Breathing out, take the weight of the head in the hands, curl the upper body up, lead with the crown of the head. Pelvis stays neutral, take a breath here. And breathing out to return. So you're going to stick with your regular curl up if that feels like the right level for you. If you want to add in an extra layer, you're going to keep squeezing your cushion or something between your knees, and you're going to see if you can straighten one leg out whilst keeping the pelvis nice and still. Okay, the foot will return to the floor, and then you'll return the spine. Breathing out to curl up. Breathe in, hold that, straighten one leg out. Use the other leg this time if you're adding the legs in. Return that foot next to the other one on the mat and return the spine down. Good, 2 more curl-ups. With a leg reach if you want it there. Nice and still through the pelvis. Make sure you're still using those abdominals. Yes, that transversus, drawing navel to spine. To keep your pelvis nice and still, make sure nothing's going into that lower back. Good. And bending it back in. And bringing the upper body down. Lovely. From here, we're going to take it into some hip rolls. You can leave whatever it is you've placed between your knees there, if you've got anything there. Otherwise, just have your legs glued together. Arms are going out to the side, palms facing up. As you breathe out, you're going to hip roll over to one side. Good. You can roll your head and neck in the opposite direction if you want to. You're going to breathe in, bring it all back to centre, and breathing out, you're going to hip roll the other way. Keep knees and ankles glued together. Shoulders stay nicely relaxed on the mat. Breathing out, hip roll. Add in your neck roll if you want to. Breathing in to return. Breathing out, hip roll and neck roll. Breathing in to return. A little bit harder with weights if you want to is to add in a little arm reach out to the side. So I'm hip rolling to my left. I'm going to take my right arm out to the side with or without the weight and turn my head to look at it. Breathe in, draw everything back. Breathing out, hip roll right Left arm comes out to the side, turn to look at it. Good. Breathe in, return. One more to each side. Adding in whatever layers you feel you want to add in. Okay, with the arms and the weights. Breathing in, back to centre. Lovely. Place the weights down, take the ball out from between your knees and come round onto your side. Okay, so we're going to line ourselves up for side lying, one arm down the mat, head cushion in between your head and your arm if you want it there, okay, or a folded towel would do just as well. Bottom leg's going to be in a chair position. We're going to take the top leg out long today. All right, keep that little bit of lift in the waist. We're shoulder over shoulder, we're hip over hip. Yes, we want to still have the ribs in line with the hips in this position. Take your top leg out in line with your spine at hip height. Okay, making sure we keep this little gap here. We're working into the tummy. Breathing out, lift that top leg. Breathing in to lower it down. I want a nice flexed foot. Breathing out, lift. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in to lower. Good. Making sure we keep this length here. So try not to rock over those hips. Yeah. Really lengthen the leg out of the hip joints as you lift it up. Last one here. And then we're going to circle that leg round, pointing the toe now if you can. I want you to draw little circles around the hip joint, making sure we extend into the hip. Okay, we want 6 in each direction ideally. I'm not very good at counting, I think that was 6. We're coming back the other way. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lovely. Hold it there, okay? Another little layer, we're going to add in a knee fold from here. So I want you to bend that knee up, making sure we stay as neutral as we can through the pelvis. Come into a knee fold and send that leg away. Okay, you can have a flexed foot now if you want to. Coming into that knee fold and then straighten that leg back out. Good, we're going to go for 2 more of those, really working at keeping the hips nicely stacked so that we're not rocking forward or back. Last one of these, knee fold up. And then send that leg nice and long, well done. Okay, bring it in, give that a little rub. And we're changing over onto the other side. Okay, so lining yourselves back up. One arm up the mat, little head cushion in between your head and your arm. Chair position with that bottom leg. Get yourselves aligned first, so hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. We've got that little lift through the bottom ribs. Rib cage is still lined through with the pelvis, top leg going out in line with your spine. Nice flex foot to start off with. Okay, breathing out, lengthen and lift. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out, lengthen and lift. Breathing in to lower. Breathing out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Just watch you don't lose your waist to the mat as you lengthen that leg out and up. Okay, 2 more here. And then we're taking it into those circles, breathing out to lift. In line with your spine, nice pointed foot. Taking it into a bit of hip extension if you can. Yeah, so just being aware that you want the glutes to fire. Yes, you want to extend the hip. 2 more circles this way. And then we'll take it back the other way. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Flex the foot. Let's take it into those knee folds. Just 4 of them. Keeping the spine nice and still. 1. And lengthen it back out. Nice active leg. Good. 2. And just watch that you don't round that lower back. 3. Straighten that leg out. And number 4, coming up. Nice and active leg. Knee fold up. And then straighten that leg back out. Very nicely done. Give that a little rub. And we're coming over onto our tummies. Okay, round you come. So we're going to do our dart today. All right, forehead resting on the mat or on a small cushion or towel if you want it there. Arms along by your side, palms facing up. I want your toes touching and your heels flopped out to the side. And you just need to make sure that the ribs are lining through with the hips and that your pelvis is neutral, okay? And we're engaged into the centre. Take a big breath in here. And as you breathe out, you're going to draw your heels together, connect your inner thighs, squeeze into the glutes, lift your arms, turn your palms of your hands onto your legs, reach the arms down the legs as you lift the back of the head, the back of the neck, and the back of the ribcage up away from that mat. Keep length through the crown of the head. Good. Breathe in, lower it down, and release everything out. Okay, breathing out, legs, arms up and back. Good. Breathing in to return. Breathing out. And breathing in. Make sure you keep the tummy switched on and make sure every time you relax those legs out to the side. So we're working hips, shoulders and upper back as we come into this. It's a lovely movement for the full back line of the body. Let's have 3 more. Legs, arms, upper back. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Breathing in to return. Last 2. Let's do an extra breath here. Hold it and return. And last one, ready? Ankles, inner thighs, glutes, arms, reach the arms. Come up into that little extension of the upper back. Hold it there, take an extra breath. Good, and then breathing out. Return it all back down to the mat. Very nicely done. Have a little push back into a rest position from there, feet together, knees wide, just push your bottom back to your heels and reach those arms forward. Very nicely done indeed. Okay. We're going to come round and do some 4-point kneeling now. Okay, so coming onto all fours, hands below shoulders, knees below hips. Alright, making sure you've got nice length from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Alright, your knees should be hip width apart, your hands should be shoulder width apart. And again, in this position, you have to line through the ribs to the hips. So just watch you're not sagging the ribs down towards the mat. They should just be slightly lifted. There should be this nice connection, rib towards hip. Okay, we're going to start off with our cat and extended cat today. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under. I really want you to focus on extending through the hip joint as you come up into that nice flexion of the spine. Hold it there and then lengthening the spine back out to neutral. We'll take it into extended cat, so just turning the tailbone away and sequentially bringing the spine into extension. Good, breathing into neutral, breathing out, tucking the tailbone under and rounding the spine. Good. Breathing in and then sending it all away. One last one of these. Tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine, and then sending it away and extending through. Good. Bringing it back into your 4-point kneeling position. Let's take it into our tabletop. Breathing out, slide one leg away from you. Breathe in, let's lift that leg up and take the opposite arm away too if you can. If you don't want to take the opposite arm away, just stick with the leg, lowering it down, sliding it back in, changing sides. Opposite arm and leg, tabletop. Keep those hips nice and level. Really reach from the fingertips to the tips of the toes and then change it over. Let's take an extra breath just to hold that balance. Keep drawing the belly button up towards your spine and then change over when you're ready. Okay, really trying to keep that supporting knee pushing into the mat. Yes, that we're not leaning too much into that hip. Okay, you want to try and keep as neutral as you can through your hips and the pelvis. Yeah, making sure we don't lift the leg too high and taking it into our lower back. Okay, one last one of these and then we can do some rotation. Alright, so just really reaching, make it count, keep those abdominals switched on. Good. Bring it back in, last bit of 4-point kneeling here. If any of you have got your overboard or something with you, you can use that for your threading the needle, okay, for your rotation. As you breathe out, place one hand, palm up behind the other one. You're going to rotate head, neck, upper back. You're going to slide the arm through, bend your supporting arm, flex your hips. Good, take a breath and push it back. And now you change sides, breathing out to rotate head, neck, upper back. Good, breathe in, hold, breathe out, return. Just going to do 3 to each side today, really getting that nice rotation in. And changing sides. Good. Try and really bend that supporting arm, encourage the rotation a little bit further each time. Flex those hips. Remember, hips stay directly above your knees and the weight stays in the knees. It doesn't shift back towards your feet. Well done, last one. Let's push back into our rest position. Take your knees a little bit wider, reach those arms forward. And take a moment here, big breath in. Breathing out and into that stretch. And again, big breath in here. And breathing out. Well done. Okay, coming to restack the spine back up. And we're going to do some sitting here. So sitting up as tall as you can. I know it's not an easy position. You can take a block or some books or a chair or stool or something to sit on if you prefer, okay? Try to have the soles of the feet together, the knees just dropped out to the side slightly so we're a little bit more open in the hip. We're going to do some more side flexion here. So one arm's coming up by your head and then you're going to lift the ribs away from the hips and come into your side flexion. Keep that arm long, good. Breathe in, lift it up. Let's change arms and breathing out, side flex, good. Breathe in to lift, switch arms over, breathing out, side flex the spine, and lift up, and change. One arm comes up, one arm comes down, good, and lifting up, lovely. Let's take that into some more rotation, cross the arms over in front of your chest, sit tall through the crown of the head, breathing out, turn head, neck, upper back, round you go. Good, breathe into centre, grow tall, 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 breathing out, take it the other way, rotate, and breathing into centre, grow tall. Try not to let the pelvis shift as you rotate round. Try and keep the hands directly in front of your chest as you rotate. And breathe in and bring it back. 2 more here. Good. And last one. And breathing in to bring it back round. Very nicely done. Okay, coming back up to standing when you're ready. Okay, put that to one side. Just move the weights forward a little bit. So we're going to do a little bit of balance before we go. Feel free to hold on to something around your room if you need to. Okay, balancing on one leg, making sure we keep a good alignment through the spine. Okay, tuck your elbows into your waist, palms facing forward. You're just going to take the arms out to the side and then bring them back in. And stand on one leg, take the arms out to the side as you breathe out. Breathe in, return. And one more this side. Breathing in to return. Change feet. Other legs coming up and out to the side. And in. And out. And in. Good, last one here. And in, well done, place that foot back down on the floor. Okay, feet hip width apart, weight nice and even. Realign the spine. Yes, length through the crown of the head. Take a big breath in. Breathing out, reach those arms out and round. Take them all the way up. Clasp them behind your head. Breathe in, shrug your shoulders. Breathe out, release them down. Open the elbows, send the arms up. And bring the arms back down by your side. And again, taking the arms out and round. Reach, clasp them behind your head. Breathe in, shrug. Breathe out, release. Open the elbows, send the arms up. And float the arms down by your side. Give your shoulders a roll. And you're all done for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care.